everyone, Carl here with Literate Lessons, and today we're going to be taking a look at Chi-Yu, continuing our trek through the Ruinous Quartet. Chi-Yu is the fire and dark special attacking sweeper of the four Ruinous Quartets. Its signature ability, Beads of Ruin, lowers the special defense of all Pokemon without this ability, meaning that Chi-Yu's very high special attack gets to abuse the fact that it lowers opponent's special defense and just tears through teams very quickly. To go with that very high special attack, this Pokemon's special move pool is very deep. We have multiple fire and dark type moves. We have things like Snarl and Flamethrower, Heat Wave, Overheat. We even have things like Hex and Psychic if we want that coverage. Overall, Chi-Yu looks to be a very prominent special attacker in the Regulation C format, and let's explore some sets and some core team ideas for Chi-Yu. When you're looking to build with Chi-Yu, your EVs are probably going to be some of the easiest EVs you've ever been able to do. Chi-Yu has very, very high special attack, very high special defense, and a decent speed stat. What this means is you can pretty much treat this as a second Flutter Mane on your squads that just happens to increase its damage with its ability more easily than it would for, say, Photosynthesis on Flutter Mane. Overall, your 135 special attack, 120 special defense, and 100 speed puts you in the range of fairly specially bulky, hits like a truck, and fairly fast. A lot of the times what you'll see on people doing is 252, 4, 252, or maybe 244, 4, 4 across the board like this, just to get that minuscule amounts of bulk to mess with some calcs. When it comes to Terra types for Chi-Yu, you'll mostly see things like Ghost, or Grass, or Water. There's also a merit to just playing Terra Fire naturally. Terra Fire means that your Heat Wave, Overheat, and the like deal even more damage on top of that very high special attack. And it allows you to push even more damage while also gaining some good resistances to Fairy, Steel, and the like. Looking at items and specific moves, a lot of the times when you look at Chi-Yu, you'll see these very common Choice Scarf sets. This seems to be the most common way to play with it right now. We're still in the early phases of Regulation C, so a lot of this data might change as we get closer to official release. But for right now, Choice Scarf is pretty common. These are usually Terra Ghost, looking to avoid things like Fake Out and other very problematic moves. This also changes your weaknesses to specifically Ghost and Dark, which with your high special defense, you kind of really check most of the very common Ghost and Dark coverage. Move-wise, this thing likes to abuse its very high special attack with things like Heat Wave, Dark Pulse, and Overheat. With these Choice Scarf sets, you'll see Snarl and Will-O-Wisp be very unique tech moves on these Pokemon. Being able to outspeed almost everything that is consistent at about 250 means that your Will-O-Wisps will hit those physical attackers before they can put you into a box. Your Snarls will go off and reduce those special attacks even more. And this also means that you will, at minimum, always speed tie opposing Scarf Chi-Yu, meaning that you don't have to worry about getting beaten by an opposing Chi-Yu. This next set is a Life Orb set. This is also a very common thing where you will see Heat Wave, Dark Pulse, and then Terra Blast to hit with whatever Terra type. Usually it's Grass or Water to avoid those ground type weaknesses. Grass is very particular because not only does it make you resistant to ground, it also helps you check water. And that's a big thing for Chi-Yu because Iron Bundle can be a problem. And being able to go Terra Grass can give you a super effective move into Bundle so you can live the specific water type attack that's coming into you and then blow them up with the Terra Grass. Another item you'll commonly see on Chi-Yu if it's not paired with a Flutter Mane with Focus Sash is Focus Sash being on the Chi-Yu. This is a very common thing, looking to Terra Fire and then do massive damage with Overheat. Your main goal with this set is to pick up 1 or 2 KOs and then let Chi-Yu go down. This is usually, like I said, paired with a very strong special attacker. Flutter Mane's a very good option. Torkoal's a very powerful thing. There's other special attackers in the game that you can pair this with. Overall, Chi-Yu is a very, very powerful Pokemon, but also does a lot to help push more damage and push hyper-offensive teams to picking up easier KOs. A lot of teams you'll see going forward will be either leaning into probably one of two powerful cores. The first of which is a Sun core. Chi-Yu, Fluttermane, and Torkoal were a very powerful trio in the early preseason format. This is what we called Series 0 before we got official VGC rules and knew what was going on. But Chi-Yu, Fluttermane, Torkoal kind of really tore up the format. You were able to set Sun for your Chi-Yu and your Fluttermane, both of which benefit from it because photosynthesis and a fire type just really work together. Chi-Yu answers a lot of Fluttermane's weaknesses. Fluttermane can deal with a lot of Chi-Yu's weaknesses, and it's really good synergy with those three all together. These teams also kind of started to play a little bit of Lilligant here and there. Not too terribly much, but I think as we start to see Regulation C kind of develop, a lot of these Series 2 Sun teams will kind of adapt to playing Chi-Yu and Lilligant together. It helps get you into that, gives you that water check that you really are looking for. Not only that, Lilligant's very, very fast, can even do cool things with Torkoal, so that way you're not all in on just Chi-Yu and Fluttermane. The other core you're going to kind of see is what I call like Fire, Water, Grass plus Sweeper. Usually what these are just like Chi-Yu plus very strong physical water type plus grass type plus Fluttermane. In this situation here, I have Gyarados as my strong physical water type, and I have Amoonguss as my grass type. This could also be Palafin and Brute Bonnet, or Dozo plus Wo-Chien, any kind of combination of water type plus grass type to kind of help fill out your defensive core is very, very good here. I like Gyarados on this team because Gyarados acts as a ground immunity for Chi-Yu. It also would act as a ground immunity for maybe a Terra Steel Fluttermane if that's something you're interested in playing. Overall, these four feel very, very strong together, and it would be interesting to see some people build off this and kind of adapt it into their own kind of team. Speaking of specific teams, this team is from HVAC Goon. They placed third in the Reaper Battles weekly number 5 event, I think is the name of the event. This team looks to use Chi-Yu, Fluttermane to kind of really push early damage, and then they have Dondozo and Tatsugiri to kind of help clean up the back end. And then we also have King Gambit and Dragonite to kind of give us that physical edge that we really are kind of missing when we were playing like Chi-Yu and Fluttermane. Overall, I like this team a whole lot. I think Dozogiri is fine. It's probably not the best thing you could be doing in Regulation C, but I do think overall that having these strong water types alongside your Chi-Yu means you don't have to worry as much about Dondozo's grass weakness or Chi-Yu's water and ground weaknesses, and overall it just kind of fits this idea very, very well. Overall, Chi-Yu is going to be a prominent member of the Regulation C format for the entirety of its span. I would be very surprised if Chi-Yu didn't see any play at all. Just like Ting Lu before it, this Pokemon's very, very powerful, and it has a very powerful effect on the game, and it's going to be definitely very well positioned going forward. Again, if you like what you see, make sure to do all that fun YouTube stuff for us. Like, comment, subscribe. It helps us out a lot. Make sure to check out our Limitless page, which links should be down below. If it's not down there, go check the Discord. We have our last Rumble coming up on Saturday. Regulation C rules. You'll get your first taste of the new rule set before it officially releases next month. But yeah, that's all I got for today. Make sure to come back next week when we're going to talk about Qian Pao, the physical form of Chi-Yu. Bye, everyone.